Shabbat Tov Rabotai. We're continuing our study of the Taryag Mitzvot. And today we're up to the 203rd Mitzvah. It's also in the subject of Arayot. The Torah says, Shelo lavo al isha ubita. A person is not allowed to be with his wife. Well, that's okay, but once he's with his wife, he's not allowed to be with her daughter. It's a negative commandment in Parashat Aharemot. The source pasuk is Ervat Isha Ubita Lo Tegaletz. Perek Yudchet, pasuk Yud Zayin. The case is very simple. For example, let's say a person marries a lady initially, and then he's with a daughter, secondly. So then he's going to be Hayav. However, if let's say he did not marry the first one, so then according to the Torah law, he's not going to be Hayav. However, the Hachamim made a Geder. This is again a very important Geder. The Geder is that if a person went with a lady in a forbidden way, for example, he committed snut with a Jewish woman, at that point over there, it's forbidden midrabanan to marry the daughter, and for that matter, all 7 relatives for that lady. What's the reason for this? Because they're concerned that what's going to happen. The law is that as long as the zonah that he was with is kayemet, we're worried that she might come back and visit. And since they're comfortable with each other, so now if he marries one of her relatives and now she comes back to visit, so now they can get into trouble because the Gemara says libo gaspa, because they're comfortable with each other, and that can come now with him committing a now not a rabbinical crime but a federal crime. So therefore, the Hachamim made a gezerah that once a person goes with a lady biznut, that all her relatives now automatically become forbidden at that time. This law applies b'chol zeman, in all places, in all times. And if a person went with a lady, married her, no problem with that, but then went with the daughter, both the perpetrator and the daughter are hayavim min Torah serefa. Again, if he went with the daughter after his wife passed away, there's no death penalty. The punishment is only, I say only, but it's karet. So it's only serefa when his first wife is still alive. Shogeg obviously would be hayav hatat. Now the Torah comes along in the 204th mitzvah, which is a continuation of the 203rd mitzvah, and says that it is forbidden to go with his wife and the granddaughter of his wife. The pasuk says again in the Haremot, et bat bena lo tikach leglot ervata. So before we learned in 203, that was the mitzvah et bita. Now we're learning that the Torah already forbade not only her daughter, but also the granddaughter. The pasuk again says, et bat bena lo tikach leglot ervata, perek yudchet, pasuk yud zayin. Again, the rabbis put another fence over here, and they said not only is the granddaughter forbidden, but they forbade also the great-granddaughter from her son. This law applies all places, all times. If somebody went and married a lady and then went with her granddaughter, the law is both of them are put to death by serefa. But that's only when his wife is still alive. Like we learned, if his wife dies, then both of them are going to be hayav karet. They did it b'mezid, b'shogeg, they'll be hayav hatat. And if, like we learned earlier, he goes with any of the rabbinical ones, like the great-granddaughter, which is rabbinical, he only gets makot midrabanan. But as I point out always, that the malkut midrabanan don't hurt any less than the malkut midoraita. It's just a technical, whether he's getting it midoraita or midrabanan.